Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your June reading for intentions and manifestations. This is a reading for the collective and not meant to provide any individual messages as you might expect in a personal reading. But if you do connect, I'd appreciate a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. This is going to be for the cycle beginning with the new moon that's occurring either tomorrow night or the night after, depending on where you're located. And then following through the cycle for the 29 days until the next new moon. We'll focus on energies that surround setting your intentions and in your manifesting day to day and possible outcome. This will be a 4-card spread. I will pull more cards to clarify as necessary. And let's go ahead. I've already pre-shuffled and pre-cut the cards as well, and I've cleared your space. So let's go ahead and I'm going to cut one more time. Begin your reading for setting intentions and manifestations. Okay, the energy that's surrounding your intentions are based on a very painful set of circumstances or experiences that you've had where you felt betrayed and stabbed in the back. That's the Ten of Swords. This is air energy. Air energy is about your mind, your mindset, or how other people have affected your self-confidence and your thinking, your confidence in your own decision making, your own truth, where you feel betrayed in that respect. This is surrounding the intentions that you'll be setting, or that you can set if you would like to use the energy that way. This is the energy that's surrounding your manifestation, and that is justice. Excellent. Major Arcana energy. And by the way, well, I'll get back to the Ten of Swords when we get there. Let's look at Spirit message is the King of Pentacles. That's appropriate since you're Taurus. And the King of Pentacles is represented by Taurus. And then finally, a possible outcome is the King of Wands. Okay. King of Wands is fire energy. Okay. So it looks like the worst is over. That's what the tens represent, completion of a cycle. The worst is behind you, but it sure took its toll on you, Taurus. Your current mindset could be, unless you're already starting to climb out of it, could be that you felt like everything was over. You couldn't even notice the golden dawn back behind the dark clouds that's awaiting you. So much pain here, so much pain. And the memory of it, because Swords is about the mind and thinking, the memory of it is going to affect you. So your intentions, they really need to look at whatever bright spot, and Spirit is telling you there are bright spots. Yes, hard to believe, but even if it's a relative bright spot, it's there for you. But your intentions need to be on trying to let go of these blows to your psyche, these blows to your self-confidence, to your truth, because this was a betrayal of you, your principles, your truth. And I don't know if some of them were choices you made that you knew would compromise you, or if it's people betraying your trust. But whatever it is, climbing out of this energy is your goal for this cycle, for this next 20, probably longer, but definitely for this 29 days. Now, these two cards here are from the Major Arcana, and this card here is Major Arcana, and it's going to carry with you for longer than just this 29-day moon cycle, from new moon to new moon. Okay, so setting your intentions needs to be very much about a new mindset. During this last day of reflection before the new moon, look to see what's been triggered deep within. What did these events, these people, these situations, what have they triggered in your psyche that brings up old wounds, old limiting beliefs? Because when we get triggered that way, pain and weariness, anxiety, fear, that triggers us. And a lot of our first reactions and feedback we got from our environment as we were growing up, whatever authority figures or what society told us, prevails because we kick back into automatic and we're not being intentional. And that's the whole purpose of intentions. You're going to get back in a mindful, intentional mindset by releasing any of those old triggers, those self-limiting beliefs, and looking at the positive that you can focus on. But let's cut the deck and get a clarification card on this and tell us more about the energy that's surrounding the intentions. Yes, oh, you're so tired. You don't think you can go another step. But this Nine of Wands is the minor arcana's version of strength. And yes, wounded, exhausted, weary, but stepping up, because you know there's just a little bit of a way to go. And see this, it looks like a jail wall but behind him, the way the wands are piercing the ground. And that's the old, you're stepping away from those imprisoning beliefs. And that's the energy that Spirit wants you to use. Step away from that, get back on your path to whatever manifestations, objectives, goals, dreams, wishes, etc. that you want to work toward, and you need to work toward. And start writing those down. Journaling, writing down honors your mind's work. When you write something down, that external record honors the work that your brain has put in. The brain's not a great storage unit. However, writing down digitally or paper and pencil will help firm those, help clarify. So setting these intentions, this is the major part for you right now. That's going to be even the most important, digging yourself out of this hole. And that's because this Ace of Pentacles, well, Taurus, you are Pentacles, you are Earth energy. You're very hardworking. Pentacles are all about work. And Spirit is telling you that getting back on your path will feel like a new opportunity, a new chance of growth for you. Now, right now, Jupiter is in Taurus for the next year. It's been there about a month. And it's in your first house. If you're Taurus rising, it's in your first house of your outward identification, the way you present yourself to the world, how others view yourself if they were asked to describe you as a person. And it's your appearance, your attitude, first impressions. So Spirit is telling you, you fell off the horse, well, get back on the horse and start anew. You've got the energy to do it. You've got the strength to do it. You've got the earthly, in this earthly realm, you've still got the strength to do it. And you know that it's worthwhile. And see the abundance, see the vegetation sprouting here. Growth and abundance. Jupiter is about growth and abundance. So you are going to be rebuilding yourself for the way you present yourself to the world. They're going to see that confident you again with these intentions that you set. One more clarification card, please. And that is the Five of Cups. Yes, because right now, this will help you climb out of, you are looking at past mistakes, crying over spilled milk. And I know that sounds like I'm treating it lightly. But Taurus, you're the bull. You're strong. And you're very logical. And you know, you're also very determined, and you know that crying over spilled milk is wasted energy, and the Spirit wants you to look at these two cups that are still being offered, these cups of affirmation and love. So when you write those affirmations, they want you to go ahead and feel that, that cliche, feel the feeling as if the wish is fulfilled. Start stepping into that feeling again. Let's talk about programming, but we'll do it under the manifestation card. Okay, so manifestation energy is justice. And this is because, Taurus, whatever triggers you experienced with these horrible events or situations, people, or this imprisonment, that entrapment that you've been experiencing, whatever feelings that triggered from your past, that was from being programmed as you were growing up by society, by culture. And Taurus, you tend to be more in line with that anyway, because you are a traditionalist. I mean, the Hierophant card, which is about traditional religious teaching and educational teaching, your sign represents that card, the Hierophant. So you tend to you tend to operate from that platform to begin with. And this cycle is asking you to really examine which negative things did society tell you that you should be working towards something which really isn't fulfilling. Let's look more at justice. Justice wants you to be fair to yourself. We know that you're going to be fair to others because Taurus, you're very protective of those you love. And you're very honest and you're reliable, that people can depend on you. But your manifestation needs to focus on your own self-care as well and what you think is important in life. Don't sacrifice your principles, your truth. See that sort of truth there? Don't sacrifice your own truth, your own principles or your character in pursuit of something that is not, why, well, that card is written up, which does not represent who you know you are deep down. And I think that's what some of this is about too. I think you feel like not only did others betray you, but maybe you betrayed yourself a little bit. And that's what you're going to be doing during the reflection period. Once the new moon is here, in a day or two, that's when you're going to write these intentions down. Writing honors the intentions. It puts them in a storage unit that's reliable. Your brain is not a reliable storage unit. It's great for being creative and thinking and seeing patterns and making decisions, but it's not good at storing and pulling up, recording things and then pulling them up to look at them again. Every time we pull up something to look at it, it gets a little bit distorted. So you're going to do justice to your intentions by honoring them and writing them down. And during the manifestation period, from the new moon to the full moon, you're going to be, actually a little further, you're going to be checking those intentions daily. You're going to be repeating your affirmations that are worded as if the goal is being fulfilled now. You're going to trust that the universe is helping you, and you're going to word your affirmations, not I will, but I am. I am receiving help from the universe. I am stepping forward on my path. I am, and they want specificity. The universe needs a very specific message so that it can help you. Whichever higher energy you commune with, whoever you pray to, meditate to, whatever focus you have for your higher source, that they need clear communication from you, specific. Okay, so we have justice. Justice wants to bring fairness back into your life. What's fair to you too, Taurus? And that's going to be with this mindful manifestation, because you have blinded yourself to the truth. And what's blind, and you haven't done it intentionally, but all the resentment, all the pain and resentment that's built up, and the fear, pain and resentment come from fear, fear that it won't stop, fear that justice will not occur. That fear, that resentment has blinded you to the truth about what can be, that you can step away from that situation, from the lack of appreciation, always giving, not receiving the giving back. But that blinds you. That's this crescent moon there. Notice it's not fully illuminated. That the moon represents secrets and the unknown. So right now, high emotions keep us from seeing the situation realistically, which is why you feel like all is lost, and you feel like, can I go on? And that's only from the negative position you're in right now, the hole that has been dug and that you're living in. So part of Spirit's intention here for your manifestation is to, as the moon begins to illuminate more and more of the surface, as the sun illuminates it more, is for you to, with your intentions, to get rid of the negative feelings. Get your emotions under control so that you can see the truth, see what you need to do, see what needs to be done, and move forward. And let's get another clarification card here. Because you're in a holding period right now. Yes. As the moon wanes, as it darkens, that is when we're supposed to reflect. We go back and look at self-limiting beliefs so that we can release them. We look at what's been working, what hasn't worked, and if something needs to be changed, that can be changed, we change it. If we can't, then we move away from it in some respect. But the Hanged Man is about taking a new perspective. So part of this setting of your intentions is going to be looking at it from a different point of view. And saying, what if this particular limitation didn't exist? What if I could get rid of this? What if I could bring this into my life? And those what ifs change your perspective. And do you see that light around his head? That's the light of illumination and insight. And it helps him make the decisions that he needs to make to move forward. And by the way, these cards are not gender specific. I'm just responding to what I see on the face of the card. Oh, and that's what's going to move you out of the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords can be a result, but it also leads to this Ten of Swords where you feel like giving up. The Nine of Swords they call the never-ending nightmare, and it's because you have built up all of these things that have been triggered in your mind, and they go around and around and around at night, and you can't sleep. Or when you wake up, the first thing you think of is something awful. So when you're manifesting, you've got to look back on the good intentions that you have written down, the affirmations, the positive affirmations, and remember, keep them realistic. Keep them realistic. You're just looking at a 29-day cycle here. Yes, you can set long-term goals, but maybe think baby steps. If you feel so defeated that you can't even leave the house right now, then baby step, except to go to work, a baby step is joining colleagues after work for a little bit of release, or doing something for yourself on the weekends, whatever, but baby steps. That's what gets rid of this little by little. And that's what your manifestation steps, your action plan that you set needs to include some of that self-care, setting boundaries, taking baby steps along the way. Keep it reasonable, or keep it real, as they say. Okay, let's look at a message from Spirit is King of Pentacles. And Taurus, that happens to be you. So they're saying, Taurus, we want you to get back to your kingly self, because you've got people who rely on you. You've got your status at work. You have your own progress that you're moving toward. And the King of Pentacles is an expert manager of their material resources, what gives them security, their work, their environment, their income, bank account, investments, property, the people that support them in their day-to-day life. The King of Pentacles is the master, the essence of that energy, and they apply it to their kingdom. And their kingdom, your kingdom is whatever you say it is, wherever you feel you have, whatever your sphere of influence is. And this is the energy, or not, it's a message that Spirit is telling you that your goal, your long-term goal is to get yourself back. And let's see what else they have to say about that. Oh, look at that. First you had the Nine of Swords, you had the Ten of Swords, Nine of Swords. Then you had the Nine of Wands, Ten of Wands. Okay, Ten of Wands. Feeling, yes, you feel overburdened right now. But do you see the long strides they're taking? They know that this is the end of a cycle. End of a cycle, end of a cycle. The worst is over. And you have made it. Do you see the estate in the background? So you have made it, and you're going to be ready to move forward to not just self-improvement. But remember, Jupiter is in that first house, your outward identification, your self, your outward self, your appearance, your attitude. You're going to be ready to rebuild that now. Okay? If you could carry this and get through this, believe me, you're going to be able to do this. Spirit's also saying, in a way, this was a wake-up call. This was a wake-up call. Look, examine what you've let keep you awake at night. What have you been letting keep you awake at night? And maybe this is about your children, your grandchildren, your spouse, your partner, your person, your situation at work, colleagues, whatever it is. Exactly, concretely, what has been keeping you awake at night? Because this is now a wake-up call, ready to be reborn. The end of a cycle. 10 and 10, the end. It's over. Ready to be reborn. You're ready for rebirth now. That's what the Judgment card is about. That you're, and actually it's bringing you to the end of a larger cycle in the major arcana. This is card number 20 in the major arcana, and there's only one more card, 21, before the completion of the entire cycle. So this looks like it was a major step in your growth, your journey. And it's not just a path you were on, it was a journey, and it's coming to an end, coming to closure. Let's leave that alone and move to the King of Wands, because the possible outcome here is the kingly manifestation of fire energy. We have inspiration, energy, planning, design. You're going to get back in control of your life. And this lunar cycle is going to be your first step. It's going to empower you. Yes, Taurus, you are going to be empowered with this. And this energy is going to carry you through to becoming yourself again. Let's see a little bit more about this final outcome. Knight of Wands. Look at all this Wands energy you have here. Your weariness, your destruction is over. Knight of Wands. When you step into this energy, much more lighthearted, much more sort of charming and charismatic, which is going to go along with that first house Jupiter energy, changing your outward self and your appearance. You're going to get this. This means that you will be getting your confidence back. Definitely. That Knight of Wands is on a mission. Knights are always on a mission, on a quest, and they're very energetic. And this energy will guide you toward manifesting as the kingly energy that you're going to step back into. And the Moon. And it looks like you're going to feel some significant progress. You're going to feel very differently in a couple of weeks. This is going to happen more quickly than I realized. There's the Man and the Moon. This is the full moon. And that's going to be in a couple of weeks, and a day or so. A couple of weeks plus a day or so. And that's when you're going to start knowing yourself again, because you will have been reflecting. You will have been setting intentions that are true to you and your principles, your character. And you will have been stepping back into your path and getting ready for this new cycle, this new larger journey that you're going to be on. And the Moon, if you work with the moon cycles, this is going to be a big help to you. I have a couple of downloadable guides attached below or linked below that you can use if they help at all for setting intentions and manifesting and helping you through this cycle. So that's what I have for you right now, Taurus, and I hope that it gave you some insight, some enlightenment, and that you were able to connect in some way. I certainly did appreciate reading for you, and thank you so much.